everyone, welcome to Adhikari Education and AssamExam.com. Hope you all are safe and preparation for APSC Mains exam is in full swing. Not much time is left for APSC Mains exam, so anytime APSC can release the notification for the Mains exam. As you must be aware that APSC is going to conduct the exam in new format, which is very much similar to UPSC Civil Service Mains exam. And we will have 5 GS paper from this year onwards. So in GS paper 1, it will cover Indian history, heritage, culture, society and geography of India and the world. Because this is the first time, so most of the aspirant will not have an idea regarding what types of question may be asked in the exam. So to give you a brief idea about the questions that can be asked in GS paper 1, we need to analyze what questions APSC has already asked in GS paper related to the sections that are now included in GS 1 paper. In this video, we are going to analyze the questions in GS paper from the particular sections, that is Indian history, heritage, culture and society, which were asked in the previous APSC Mains exam GS paper, so that we will have a brief idea what are the areas that APSC may ask in the GS 1 paper. For this video, we are going to analyze the questions since 1999 till the last APSC Mains exam. In this video, some questions may be related to Assam and Northeast, which may be asked in GS paper 5 also from this year onward, as GS paper 5 exclusively covers the areas related to Assam and Northeast. From this video, we can see the previous questions and we can also guess and have a bit fair idea about the topics and the focus area from where APSC used to ask the questions, and most probably we will be asking questions. Now let's see the questions. So we are starting with 2018. In the first question, you can see about the features of Chartered Act of 1833. So it is about the British rules and British administrative reforms, what they have done. And so we should focus on other important acts of the British India, and also how it is related to the formation of the constitution, how constitution has evolved in India. So this is the area you can understand that all the important acts British has brought in should be covered, at least important ones. Question can be asked from any of the acts. Then the second question is about the civil disobedience movement. As you might be aware that during India's freedom struggle, so many movements were conducted. So all the important movements, all the important struggles, specifically related to Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose. So all those things we should have a focus, and question can be asked in this area, from this area also. The next question is analyze the cause and consequence of the Maurya rebellion, which is a topic related to Assam. So question can come in GS 1 also, but there is a specific paper we have in GS 5 which is dedicated to Assam history, Assam culture, Assam geography, Assam economy. So all the important important events in Assam history should be covered. Then this question, second part, is about the downfall of Ahom rule. As we all know that Ahom period is a very crucial period in the formation of Assam. Assam as a state, Assam as a region, geographical political region. So Ahom period is very important from all the exam point of view. Next question is about the achievement of the Gupta period in the field of science, art and achievement. We have seen in so many questions, so many exams, these questions related to Gupta period are often asked because Gupta period is considered as the golden period in India's history. So periods like Gupta period, Mauryan period, those Ashoka's period, those periods should be studied. very thoroughly, because question can ask from this thing, can be asked from those topics, and we have seen in very often these questions are asked. Let's see next question. What are the major constituents of the drain of wealth from India during the colonial rule? This is related to the economic loss India had during the British rule. Because of British misgovernance, what are the economic consequences it had on India? So these are the like social effect of the British rule. We should know. Some questions can be there. This is specifically economic side, and political and economic side are the most important. Political, economic, and another social side. How the society has changed after Britishers came to India. So social, political, and economic effect of British rule in India. I think these 3 aspects are important from any exam point of view. Next question is about the social life of Rabha tribes of Assam. Again, this question can come in GS paper 5 also. Other than that, anyway, we have to prepare all the like tribal societies of Assam, important tribal societies of Assam, and their society, culture, festivals. Those things we should be thorough. Next question is, again it is from Assam, like pike system in Ahom kingdom. As we have seen in the earlier question also, Ahom period is very important. So Ahom's administrative reform, social life, political events, everything we should be very thorough, and question can be expected from these areas. Next question is mudras. How many fundamental mudras are required to depict a particular emotion? This is about the ancient India's philosophy side. Some question can ask, though questions are a little bit normally. Aspirants find these questions very tricky, and there is no specific area which to be studied. Any question can be asked. Like normally people will be very less prepared for these topics. When and where was the first capital of Ahom kingdom? So this is again about the political aspect of Ahom kingdom. Ahom kingdom, we have seen till now 3 questions has already came in related to Ahom period. So you can just guess how much importance Ahom period plays in India, Assam's like formation of the Assam as a political entity. Then next is about the play written by Kalidasa. So it is about literature, ancient and medieval period, important literature of India. Question can be asked. Next question is about the Allahabad pillar inscriptions. Some pillar inscription from important pillar inscription from all over India, and some pillar inscription from Assam also are very important, and we should know important pillar inscription. Question can come in those areas also. The next question is about who was Ajahn Fakir. You may be knowing he is a religious person. He was a religious personality. Next question is about Ajahn Fakir, who was a religious personality from Assam. So like that, some other religious reformer from medieval period also are there. So many are there, like Shankardeva and other from all over India also are there. We should have little bit idea about those personalities also. Question can come, and because this is specifically they have asked because it is from Assam. So who are the other persons who are there as a social and religious reformer in medieval mainly medieval period? So we should know about them. Then the next question is about Battle of Panipat. So this is about medieval history, important battles, important wars and events, what has happened in the medieval period, in Mughal period, then Shivaji's period. Normally we have seen so many questions comes related to Shivaji also in our APSC exam. So we should know important events from medieval period also. In which year was the first Assamese newspaper Arunodaya published? This is also related to emergence of Assam's literature. So we should know at least the general overview of the Assam's literature, how it has emerged, how it has developed, who are the people who has contributed the most. Next question is about Ojapalli. This is also a cultural aspect of Assam society. So we should know the Assam's music, cultural instruments like musical instruments, then dance, the costumes, all those things as a constituents of Assam's culture. We should know. Questions can be asked in either in GS1 and also that can be asked in GS paper 5. Name the author of the book Katha Guru Charita and Kadamkali. Like we have seen earlier about the literature, so most important books and who are the authors of the books we should know. Question can be asked. Earlier so many questions you can see, because these are very direct questions, because those questions were 2 marks. Now most probably we will not have like that 2 mark short questions. So questions will be not too much fact based, it will be as a story based, like you should have a brief idea about the topics that they are asking. Now we can see 2016 GS paper. First question is, Sardar Patel accomplished a silent revolution by ensuring the absorption and assimilation of a multitude of principalities without shedding even a drop of blood. Discuss. So it's about the process that has happened immediately after independence. When India got independence, all the disintegrated parts, how Sardar Patel has cleverly integrated everything into a single political entity, that is India. So what is the process, how he has done it, that's what they are asking. So related to this, other social problem what India had during partition, because of the partition, then other economical problem India faced, like formation, then formation of the constitution, like 5-year planning, everything from the starting, how India has immediately after independence, how India has emerged as a country, politically, economically, socially, all those areas we should have a good idea about this. The next question, analyze critically Buddha's teaching to a large extent could be helpful in understanding and resolving the problem of today's society. So it is about like how Buddha's philosophy can solve the problem of today's society. So like emergence of India's ancient philosophies, we should know how these new religions also emerged, what are their main philosophies, how they have tried to solve the social problem of that time. The next question is, India has had its cultural and trade relation with the nations of the South Asia since ancient time. Illustrate with example. So it is very explanatory that how India had relationship with South Asian countries during ancient times, specifically from South India, like Chola kings and all, Chola Pandya kings, they had very good trade relation and cultural relation with the South Indian. That's why now also if you go to Malaysia, Indonesia, you can see all the structures, many like temples and all, which are very much similar to temples we can find in South India, specifically Tamil Nadu. So they had a very strong cultural and trade relation. So like that, with some example like we have given, like temples, like with some example we have to show it. Like that, India also had relationship with Arabian countries, then Greece also. So questions related to those India's foreign relation in the ancient time, medieval time, can be expected based on this particular question. Next question is about the features of the Harappan culture and what are the causes of its decline. Indus Valley civilization is a very popular topic in almost every exam. You can see 1 or 2 questions coming from that topic. Then it is also asking about the causes of its decline. So decline, so many theories are there. How external invasion influenced the art and culture of India in post-Mauryan period. So it is about so many external people came, political power came in India, how they have affected the art and culture of India. Then similar to these questions, after in medieval period also Mughal came, then Arabian people from Muslim countries they came. Then India's architecture, dance, this music, everything got changed, everything got mixed because invader who came from outside, they brought with them their own culture. India had its own culture, everything got mixed, and it has resulted in emergence of new culture, new art, all those things, new type of paintings, everything. So it is, this question is basically related to these areas. So we should have a fair idea what are the, how it has happened, what are the things has emerged, what are the what are the cultural changes happened because of the invasion of outsider in India. Next question is short note on gamosa and its significance in Assamese society. So this is specifically, this question is about Assamese society. It can be asked in GS paper 5 also in this year. Not only this, like particular all other aspects of Assamese society, important items, all other events, then dance, music, everything, all other like aspects of Assamese society we should know, and question can be asked in GS paper 5 specifically this year. What policies did the Ahoms adopted toward the frontier tribes? Again one question from Ahom administration. What are the policies adopted by the Ahom kings toward the local tribes? So these questions also like from Assam can be asked in GS paper 5, and we should know based on this question we should know the like policies, all other policies and the practice that Ahom has used to manage the local people, to how to tackle with the local tribes, other tribes. Then the next question, write about the significance of Jappi in Assamese society. It is exactly like the Gamosa question. Next question is about the culture and civilization, or distinguish between culture and civilization. Next, assess the development of science and technology in Mughal period. Science and technology might have next, assess the development of science and technology in Mughal period. So during medieval period, how India's science and technology and other developments has happened. Questions can be asked related to those topics: society, social, political, economical, or scientific development. Anything happened, any significant events happened, we should have a brief idea about that. Here they are asking only about Mughal period, but we should have a brief idea of whole medieval period. Though if you compare, medieval period was not much advanced in terms of science and technology. Advancement didn't happen in science and technology field. In ancient India, like it is considered that scientifically development has happened a lot, and in modern time also it is happening. But medieval period is normally considered as like it didn't have that much advancement in India, science and technology in India. The next question about the position of women in medieval Assamese society. So again, this is about society, Assam society. Question can be asked in GS paper 5. Name the state of Assam in which the Garga and Tamasha dance forms originated. We can expect questions from those areas also, at least classical dance. And from northeast, we have the Satriya dance is also there, Assam Satriya dance. Then Manipuri dance, that is also like recognized as classical dance. So we should we should be thorough about those two dance from Assam and northeast, and all other classical dance from across India. Next question. What is the other name of Nam Gosha? Why it is so called? So again it is about culture of Assam. Question can be asked in GS paper 5. What do you know about Bhateli festival? As you can see, these are all small like 2 marks questions. In the new format, most probably we will not have these 2 marks questions. we will have little bigger questions, 8 marks, 10 marks, 15 marks, like that questions. So direct questions will not be there like that. Factual questions will be, you should know about the aspect, literature or culture or festivals or dance, like that. So here you can see most of the questions are very like factual, to the point questions, objective questions. But it can give us an idea, like Naam Gosa about the society of Assam, Vateli festival again about the festival. Then second is next is author of Akbarnama and Harsha Charita. Again they are telling about the literature of medieval period in Akbarnama, Harsha Charita, ancient period. So name to leaders of Santal uprising. And during British rule, so many tribal people, they have revolted in so many places. Specifically they are asking about the Santal uprising. So maybe Sidhu Kanu was there in Jharkhand. Most probably they are asking about. Name to tea gardens of Maniram Dewan. So these are very factual questions. What is Ali Ai Ligang? Again, festival of Assam. In which year the Battle of Saraighat was fought and who was the king at that time? These are very factual questions, but we should know these events. These are very important events, and broad question, bigger question can be asked from these topics. Genesis of Brahmo Samaj, assess its role in socio-religious changes in 19th century of India. So how Brahmo Samaj has emerged and how it has changed, how it has affected in development or changes of socio-religious things in 19th century India. Brahmo Samaj was a social reformer society, and it has changed a lot. It has worked a lot in the development of society and the religious thinking of India. So like that, so many other societies are also there, started in various part of India, and question can be asked from those areas. Then political organization during Rig-Vedic period, we are going then discuss like next question, political organization during Rig-Vedic period, changes occurred during later Vedic period. So questions can be asked from Vedic period also, some important topics and overview of the Vedic period we should have, and we have seen so many questions specifically related to later Vedic period also. Next question, discuss status and the role of Namkar in social and cultural life of Assam. Again it is about the Assamese culture, society of Assam, and questions related to this area we have seen so many in the previous questions also, and most like very high chances there like that questions can be asked in either in GS paper 1 or GS paper 5 in upcoming exams also. As you know, Namgar is a very important place. It plays a very important role in Assam society. So many other like that social structures are there which are very important. We should know about those social aspects also, and question can be asked regarding Namgar or some other like the social aspects. Short note on Malinithan of Arunachal Pradesh. Why Bengal partitioned in 1905? So Bengal partition is also a very important topic, and what was the reason, what was its impact, what why it was done, and how it has impacted people, how people has protested against it. All. Next question, meaning of Dimasa. And as you can see, these are very objective questions, direct questions. So we should not expect, we will not be expecting like the direct question, because we don't have now 2 marks questions and all. We will have bigger questions, broad questions. Then Chinnayatra. Then why was Radcliffe Committee appointed? Radcliffe Committee was appointed for a specific purpose, and like that British government has appointed so many other committees, so many missions. We should know overview of what are their functions, at least important missions and important committees, why they were formulated, like constituted, and what are their main purpose. Next question, when provinces of Eastern Bengal and Assam created, and what were its capital? So this is also related to history of Assam. We can see you can see these topics in our websites also, assamexam.com. A brief history of like important topics, important events of Assam histories are given there for reading purpose. Then ruler of Kamrupa during Huan Xiang's visit. This is about ancient Assam. So when Huan Xiang visited Assam, who was the ruler of the Kamrup region? So this is very straightforward questions, because maybe it is a 2 marks question, but we can expect what Huan Xiang has described Assam when he came, like that. We can expect questions related to this. We have like what was the society of Assam or Kamrupa during that time. What we have got from the account of Huan Xiang when he came to India. He might have written some notes. Who is known as Bamani Kanwar? Then Bato Puja. So these are all very direct questions, but mostly questions are from either Assam history, Assam culture, Assam festivals, dance, all those areas. So we should have a thorough idea about these things. Question can be asked, not like the very objective questions, but a broad questions, 8 marks, 10 marks, 15 marks. Next, 2014 GS paper. What are the circumstances leading to Treaty of Yandabu? Why it is a major landmark in Assam history? It is from modern Assam history, and British government had signed a treaty with the Myanmar government. So it was very important. After that, a lot of political scenario has changed in India, Assam, and it is a very significant landmark event. We should know at least Treaty of Yandabu itself is a very important topic, and any other treaty has happened. These are also important, but what I have seen, like Treaty of Yandabu itself is a very important milestone or very important landmark event in Assam's history. After that only British has started to interfere politically in Assam, and Assam came under direct British control after the Treaty of Yandabu. That is why this treaty is very important. Then next question, chief teaching of Buddha. So Buddha's philosophy is also very important. We have seen earlier also one question. And how far was Buddhism a reform movement within Hinduism? Buddhism, Jainism, these are considered as reform movement which emerged from Hinduism to improve the society. So Buddhism, Jainism, we should know why they emerged to solve some social problems, to address some social problems, and what are their main principles, main teachings. Questions can be asked from those areas. Then discuss civilization of Gupta era, why it is called golden era of India. Earlier also we have seen one question. So Gupta era, as I told, it is referred as a golden era of India because of so many achievements happened in that area, in that era. That era was like very advanced in literature, art and culture, science and mathematics. That is why it is considered as a golden era of India's history. So we should have a very brief, very clear idea about what are the things, what are the good things, achievements happened in Gupta era. The next question, causes for downfall of Mauryan Empire. How far was Ashoka responsible? Mauryan Empire was a big empire, but how it has fallen. So, for this one, for the downfall of Mauryan Empire, so many people, in so many accounts, Ashoka is accounted. He is considered as responsible for the fall of Mauryan Empire. Because then brief account of Namgar and Manikut of Assam society. Earlier also we have seen these questions, but now because this was I think 8-mark questions, they are asking brief account of Namgar and Manikut of Assam society. So like that similar questions can be asked either in GS paper 1 or in GS paper 5. Next question about the effect of British rule in Assam. This question is can be asked. It is very apt questions, and we should know how when Britishers came to Assam, how society has changed, how culture has changed, how politics of the region has changed. Next question is from 2002 GS paper. So first question you can see Pongal celebrated in its significance. Pongal is celebrated in South, particularly Tamil Nadu, and what is its significance? Then note on Fahin's account of India. So when Fahin came to India, what was his description of India? So many other travelers also came to India, at least important ones, how they have seen India, what they have written about India. This also a question can be asked. Like earlier we have seen one related to Wan Sham when he came to Assam. Like that similar questions can be asked. Again we can see that question who is Ajan Fakir. Next question Rani Lakshmibai. Most probably it was a short questions, but we should know the brief history and brief story behind these topics. Rani Lakshmibai, what she was, why she is important. She is important because she has taken part in 1857, revolt of 1857. So who are the other personalities who has taken part in revolt of 1857? Why they have taken part? What are why they have revolted? Why the revolt itself has happened? After that, what British has done? So these are the important topics which can be related to. We have to relate. If we see one topic, we have to relate other topics from this particular topic, and what are the topics we think important from the exam point of view. We should be preparing them well. Next question, status of Kshatriya dance. So as earlier also we told, all the important dance and musical instrument, and then cultural practices, all the things which are important on the significance in Assamese society should be studied well, and questions can be which period of ancient Indian history is considered as golden age and why. So it is referring to Gupta era. Earlier also we have seen these questions. As you can see, this question is very important questions, and in this video itself we have seen this question 3 times. This is just to emphasize that this topic is very important. Gupta era period is very important in Indian history, and from the exam point of view also it is very important. Features of Assam Accord and to what extent these are implemented. Assam Accord, as you are aware that this is an agreement signed between Government of India and the protester in Assam, and so many points are decided upon, and to some extent some points are implemented and some points are yet to be implemented, and this is a very important topic, Assam Accord. At least if not in GS paper 1, it can be asked in GS paper 5 also. Next question, difference between folk dance and classical dance. Next question, cause of decline of Buddhism in India. So Buddhism has emerged in India, but then it has emerged to address some problems in the society. But then why it has declined? What are the causes? Whether it has some inherent demerits because of which people could not adopt it, people could not internalize it in the practical society. So like these aspects we should know, like this topic, not only Buddhism, why Jainism has emerged and what is the status of Jainism, whether it is how it got acceptance, how much acceptance is there, why, like what are the main tenets and the principles of Jainism and Buddhism. These are very important topics. Shivaji as a man and administrator. I like to write about Shivaji as a man and administrator. So Shivaji also is a very important personality from medieval period of India. Like that, some other medieval period of India's personality. One is Mughal period is there. Mughal rulers are there. Beside that, from so many regions of other regions of India, other great rulers are also there. We should know about those important, significant, great rulers also. How British inducted communalism in Indian polity to subvert Indian national movement. It is accepted that British had followed the policy of divide and rule, and as per that rule they have inducted idea of communalism in Indian polity, so that people from different community will not come together for a particular one agenda, and due to that national movement will be hampered. So we can, from that, this question related other questions can be what are the other policies of British to not to improve the society, but in the other way to negatively affect the social development of India. To negatively, earlier also we have seen one question, how it has British rule has negatively impacted the economy of India. Next question, 6th century in India is a period of intellectual ferment and religious upheaval. Elucidate. Next question, political awareness in Assam from 1826 to 1857. 1826 was the year when Treaty of Yandabu was signed, and 1857 was the revolt of the year when that great revolt has happened, which is also considered as the first war of independence by some historian. So how in between this period, in around 30 years, how political awareness has emerged in Assam. In 1857, Assam also had some revolts led by Maniram Dewan. So they are asking about the emergence of political awareness among the Assam leaders and Assam mass. Related to that, some other questions can be like, what are the other movements, freedom movements happened in Assam, how people from Assam has participated in other freedom movement organized by Mahatma Gandhi or other national leaders. That's all in this video. Thank you. We will come with the second part of the video, which will cover the geography of India and Assam questions, which can be expected in GS1 paper.